Think watching you mess up this deck may be funnier? Alright, I'm calling that. Are you asking what good green cards for Through the Breach are? Yeah, World Spine Worm is usually the go-to. Underutilized, but a different deck than Through the Breach deck would be Protean Hulk. Protean Hulk is like usually you run Through the Breach in Footsteps of the Goryo. Opponent's on something spicy. Ooh, we draw an Archive Trap. Play Polluted Delta, target our opponent. Save targets, always yield. Fetch up Watery Grave. Play Mesmeric Orb. Pass the turn. You want to Through the Breach something, but not win the game when you do it. Am I hearing this correctly? Sorceress Spyglass for our opponent. I can definitely help with cards that won't win the game. You're looking for a foundation for the support cards for the deck, not just the finishing combo. Jesus, people. We're gonna hit Chalice, actually. Opponent can name Shelldock Isle for all I care. Double Ensnaring Bridge and Whir of Invention. Opponent names Shelldock Isle. We untap, mill 2 cards. Play Shelldock Isle. Kind of hoping our opponent whirs for Invention. Put Ensnaring Bridge underneath it, gonna scare our opponent. So you're looking for good green cards for the Through the Breach deck. Not necessarily Through the Breach targets, just good green cards for Through the Breach deck. Is that what I'm understanding now? Opponent has Witchbane Orbs. Just no longer in the main deck. If you're running World Spine Worm, you could do the Nourishing Shoal thing. I used to try and run Worms Tribal, which was really fun, because you would Shoal World Spine Worm and cast Voracious Worm, and play a 20/20 on turn 2, but that's not actually good now that they printed Fatal Push. Yes, I know. I'm going to trap him at the end step. Boom! Boom! Graveyard, graveyard. Name trap. Hit him again. Untap. Opponent has 9 cards in his deck. Mill our opponent for 3. You don't believe that was the right play? How is that not the right play? Oh, because Academy Ruins? Well, we have an instant speed mill spell. If we draw a land, we mill him out. And then at his upkeep, when he puts a card back on top of his deck, we mill him out again. Same with a fetch land. Opponent is doing something. But the question is, what? What are they doing? Why are they tapping mana right? Why are you doing this at sorcery speed, opponent? Why not wait? We do win by drawing a land. Well, they can do it on their own upkeep. Oh no, that's true. They have to do it again. They literally die. So they drew Witchbane Orb? Do they have another one? They do not. Attack for 0. We're going to send a message. Hey, Neff! Oh, it's so good to see you, Neff! We attacked for 0 to send a message. So if our opponent puts anything back on top that there's a duplicate of, we surgical. Opponent didn't activate. They just died. Okay. All right. Echoing Truth, Set Adrift. Unmoored Ego, and Extirpates. Or you surgical the target. That's fair. Never mind what I said. We're cutting Fatal Push. Cut Crypt. Search is reasonable to add. Yeah, Crypt Incursion's bad. Murderous Cut's bad. I'm very excited to see you, Neff. It's been a while. We probably don't need Ensnaring Bridges either, considering they're main decking Ensnaring Bridges. Did we even see a creature, though? I'll leave it in. That's okay. I'll leave it in. We'll cut... I guess a Brutality and... Yeah, we'll cut both Brutalities. That's reasonable. Neff, you missed it. Yesterday... No, the day before yesterday when I was streaming, GreatKnightLord donated $60 and gave me this list to play. So I'm playing this list. My video that went up on my YouTube today, it's pretty funny, relates to that. Ooh. Oh, I've been needing that vertebrated pop for a long time. We have no decent mill power here. It goes pretty well right now. Alright, I'll keep. If we disconnected and I waited 10 minutes to find out, I would be pissed. Alright, we 2-0'd. GreatKnightLord's Blue-Black Control Mill, round 2. Hell yeah, I want to play first. Oh, I would have raged. You guys would have seen some legit rage. We will keep this hand. Start Swamp, pass the turn. Opponent starts Verdant Catacombs, passes. Archive Trap off the top, please. No Archive Trap. Play Drowned Catacomb. Make our opponent glimpse the unthinkable. Because you always yell at me for starting fetch land, Raylin. We have things that rely on fetch lands. Opponent cracks Verdant. I'm going to stop on my opponent's draw step, and we're going to surgical something. We're going to surgical Confidant, I think. Confidant, Ooze, or Lily of the Veil. Raylin is always right and I'm always wrong. It's a problem. He's really good at this game, and I'm very not. I think I'm gonna surgical. Maybe we surgical tracker? Bob is reasonable. Let's get Bob. Opponent has 2 Goyfs in hand, and a Liliana of the Veil. No Bobs. Turns out it was a 3 of, and our opponent is going to play some massive Goyfs. We're going to be dead in like 2 turns. That's a 5/6. We draw a surgical. I'm going to cast one of these visions. Play Flooded Strand. Pass the turn. Stop on his draw step. Hit Liliana. Paying mana for it. Get the 1 out of his hand. Opponent has a Collective Brutality. The only relevant spell in their hand is the other Tarmogoyf. Opponent plays Goyf. Gets in for 4. Trophy can hit bridge, that's true. Untap, we draw Polluted Delta. Play Polluted Delta, pass the turn. Oh yeah, I should have visions to try and hit bridge. Oh, I would have done it too! Okay. Well, that's my bad. Opponent gets in for 10, we get a 4. Nice. Put a place of Verdant Catacombs. Okay. So versus Rock. Push, Brutality, Crypt Incursion, Damnation. I think Search, Adrift, and Adrift is fine too. You go to visit him, teach him how to play. Oh gosh. What do I cut? What do I cut? Holy crap. Fraying Sanity seems bad. It's a card that doesn't do anything when we cast it. Cool if it sticks around, but not something that's actually going to win the game. We're going to cut a surgical. We don't need all the pushes. Set Adrift might be kind of reaching. Maybe we don't need the other Brutality. Our opponent is on green-black rock. Like, Jund without red. So I'm trying to think of what's... It was straight green-black. I have no idea what to cut here. We definitely don't want to cut Visions of Beyond. Because like, they're based on resources. Oh, it's definitely not Death Cloud. They do not have the right cards for Death Cloud. Let's get rid of the other push. We'll go down a Brutality. And the Set Adrift. We don't need the Set Adrift. Try it like this. Okay. We would love to play first. This is a decently strong opener. Like, not amazing, but pretty decent. Opponent is only going to get to use one hand hate spell maximum. So, like, we theoretically get to resolve at least one of these 3 spells. It's not like my 6 would be better post-Thoughtseize. Yeah, you're right. Opponent plays an Overgrown Tomb tapped. We get an Archive Trap. We're going to play Mesmeric Orb. Opponent mills 1. It's a Fatal Push. Opponent plays a Field of Ruin. And a Tarmogoyf. We mill 2. Mesmeric Orb number 2. Yeah, we're going to play Mesmeric Orb number 2. Play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. Opponent mills for 4. Goyf is going to get really big really quick. We could Surgical Finks just a mill, basically. But I think we're going to try and save it for something better. Opponent gets in for 4. We go to 16. Opponent plays a Swamp. Passes. We untap. We mill 4. We mill 2 of our bridges. Play a Flooded Strand. Make our opponent glimpse the unthinkable. Mill some random dudes. Kind of hoping our opponent activates Field here. Opponent Abrupt Decays a Orb. Okay. Untaps. They mill 3. Let them draw. We did not. Opponent plays a Tireless Tracker. And a Treetop Village. Alright, well, we're going for the Murderous Cut here. Fetch up a Swamp. Murderous Cut the Goyf. Untap, mill some cards. We draw another Polluted Delta. Play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. It doesn't matter what we exiled, really. Opponent plays a Verdant Catacombs, gets a clue. Please search with that Verdant Catacombs. Opponent cracks a clue, draws a card. Puts a counter on tracker. Unless we're planning on hitting Goyfs here, it could matter. Oh, that's true. Kano gets in for 4. We go to 11. They have an Assassin's Trophy and Liliana of the Veil in their hand. We mill a card. We mill Mission Briefing. Okay. Ancestral Recall's pretty good. We searched their library, not them. So we know they're holding Liliana of the Veil and Assassin's Trophy. We could Damnation here. If we want to crack both our lands. Archive Trap says, if an opponent searched their library this turn, and Surgical Extraction says, search its owner's library, so you search. So, let's fetch up some basics. Cast Damnation. Okay, opponent lets it go. If they crack this Verdant Catacombs at any point, opponent trophies Mesmeric Orb, we're okay with that. Get a Swamp. If we draw a land, we have lethal. Oh, I should have gone for Liliana of the Veil there in response to the trophy, but I guess it doesn't matter. Opponent did now fetch. They play Lily. Tick up Lily. We discard Surgical. Opponent discards Field. And plays a Confidant. Well, trap him. Untap, we draw. Mission Briefing. Glimpse the Unthinkable. Oh, okay. They do have a place. They have 3 Assassin's Trophies, 1 Abrupt Decay, 1 Maelstrom Pulse. They have 4 Collective Brutalities and a bunch of Hand Hate. We know they have 4 Goyf. They have 3 Confidant. And looks like 2 Tracker. They also have a Choke, which we'll need to remember that they have Choke. In fact, with them having Choke, I think I want Set Adrifts. And I'm going to cut a Crypt Incursion and probably a Bridge. Maybe the Last Brutality. We'll cut the Last Brutality. I want the Set Adrifts just in case. We can put back in the pushes. What would you take out? I'm not opposed. I just don't know what I would take out. Because they have a lot of really good pushable targets, and we'd rather them hand hate via... I'm willing to cut 1 orb. I don't want to cut 2. I guess we'll try it like this. Maybe Escanta is not that good. No, I think it has to be. I'm gonna run it back like this. This might not be right, but we'll try it. Yeah, I'll keep this. We draw a fetch land, this hand's amazing. Opponent starts Hissing Quagmire. We start Watery Grave, basically. Well, we'll start Island. We don't need the black mana right away. Start Crab. They have a fair amount of removal that only hits Orb Search and Bridge. That's true. Opponent plays a Goyf. We untap. We draw a Visions of Beyond. Play Crab. Play Watery Grave. Untapped. Target our opponent. Target our opponent. Save targets always yield. We'll just wait to cast Push. Opponent goes to attacks. Push the Goyf. Kick that Goyf off the bridge. Opponent plays Goyf Numero Dos. And a tap land. We untap. Oh my god, it's Crabtron. Play Crab number 3. Play Shelldock Isle. Opponent mills a ton. Shelldock Isle puts... They have 50 cards. They brought in their whole sideboard? It can't be right. We're gonna put Fatal Push under Shelldock. Pass the turn. Opponent attacks for 6. We are not blocking here. 100% not blocking. Opponent Abrupt Decays a Crab. That's good for us. I'm gonna get greedy with this Visions. We draw a Mission Briefing. We'll play Bridge. Opponent did just blast an Abrupt Decay and did bring in their entire sideboard, so the odds that they have something to answer this bridge is not super high. Well, if they have an Assassin's Trophy, we're going to get a mill trigger out of it. Opponent plays a Confidant. We untap. We draw Polluted Delta. Play Polluted Delta. Mill our opponent. Ancestral Recall. We're not going to play Second Bridge because of Maelstrom Pulse. Fetch with Polluted Delta. Get an island. Mill our opponent some more. I want to Ancestral Recall again, but we're not doing that. They don't? They only have the Pulse that's in the bin? Oh, you're right! You are right. And the odds that they have 2 Pulses in the deck are very low because they only had 1 card in hand when their entire grave was in the exile. So we're going to play Second Bridge. Thank you, Raylin, for helping me remember that. Opponent reveals Assassin's Trophy. Oh! Oh, my neck popped again, and it feels great. We will not block the Confidant. Opponent plays Confidant number 2. Opponent does an Assassin's Trophy? You don't want us to get the landfall trigger, opponent? What do we do? I think we visions. We're going to be able to play most of our hand anyway. Play field. Mill our opponent a bunch. Activate field. Get an island. Mill our opponent a bunch more. We can play Mesmeric Orb. We can activate Fatal Push off of Shelldock. Should have gotten a swamp. You're right, I should have. I think we play Orb. We're gonna play Orb. Opponent Surgical's Field. Will Divine Punishment in the form of a choke come down? I hope not. They should only have the one, right? We've milled it. Pretty sure they only have the one and we've milled it. Opponent untaps, mills 3, draws twice off of their bobs. Gets a Tireless Tracker and a swamp. Opponent gets in for 4, no blocks, we'll go to 5. Opponent plays a swamp. Plays Lily. Makes us sack. We sack a crab. Untap, we mill a few. We did just mill a glimpse. So start Watery Grave. I guess it doesn't matter which land. Yes, it does. Start Watery Grave. Mill our opponent. Mission briefing. Graveyard, graveyard, glimpse the unthinkable. Glimpse our opponent. Play Mesmeric Orb. Hey, we got there! We're 2-0! Well, for versus aggro or a grave-based deck, this hand's pretty good. I'm gonna keep. If we're against control, that's like our natural best matchup anyway. When it starts Utopia Sprawl on red, this is probably the land destruction deck. So I'm going to start fetch lands so we don't get stone rained. Opponent plays a Scavenging Ooze. Plays a land. Passes. We draw a Fatal Push. Shock Watery Grave. Push the Skoos. Pass the turn. With any luck, our opponent will think we're like Esper Control or something. Would really, really like to draw an Archive Trap off the top. Opponent cracks Windswept Heath on their main phase, finds a Stomping Ground. Plays Tireless Tracker. Alright. Fetch with Flooded Strand. Find Watery Grave. Untap. Draw Crypt Incursion. Play Field of Ruin. We'll run out Bridge. I didn't think about this, but if we get Blood Moon, we're going to be sad. No Blood Moon for one turn, opponent. Stone Rains our Field of Ruin. Gets in for 3. We go to 14. We draw Ensnaring Bridge. Okay. Well, let's pass to our opponent's draw step. We're going to Surgical Stone Rain. Paying life. They have a Tracker, Mountain, Lightning Bolt, Titan, and Pia and Kirin. Opponent plays their other Tracker. So we Murderous Cut this one, I believe. Opponent plays a land, gets a clue. We play a Swamp. Play the second Bridge. Pass the turn. Hopefully we can fire off a big mill spell, like if we get a glimpse off the top of our deck, we'll have a Crypt Incursion ready to go. I'm going to cast another Utopia Sprawl. On red. Has successfully built their own Mishra's Workshop. Gets in for 3, takes us to 6. Plays Pia and Kirin. Play Flooded Strand. We can Crypt Incursion to gain 6 life. And then only the Thopters can attack. They could attack and double sack. That would undo the 6 that we gained. They'd play Inferno Titan. Mission Briefing, cut Pia. That's true. So let's Mission Briefing. We want both of these cards, right? Well, we can still fetch to put another card. Oh, we should have fetched first. If we were going to do that. Graveyard, graveyard. Choose Murderous Cut. Murderous Cut, Pia and Kirin. You are right once again, Raylan. Opponent can cast Inferno Titan, can't they? No, you're right, they're one off. Opponent gets in for 2, takes us to 4. Cracks a clue, draws a card. Plays a Gruul Spellbreaker. Draw Polluted Delta. Play Polluted Delta. Crypt Incursion to gain 9. Opponent attacks. Take it and go to 11. Opponent plays a Scooze. We untap. Draw Glimpse. Oops. So Glimpse our opponent. Cantrip with Visions. Kind of hoping we draw a land a little bit. Opponent eats a guy with Scooze. We draw a land. Play a land, pass the turn. So now not even the Thopters can attack. They could still kill us by hardcasting Inferno Titans and wheeling into bolts. I know this deck used to run main deck Abrades, but our opponent would have to find 2. I'm not sure if they run 2. Oh boy, crab. Play the crab. Opponent eats a tracker. Maybe we're just going to fetch up some islands now. No, we don't have to. We can wait. We will wait. If our opponent wastes a bolt on the crab, we're okay with that. Opponent plays an elf. Wheels into an elf. We don't want to do it on their turn? That's fair. Because they have hexproof on their turn. Opponent gives up. Okay, so Echoing Truths and Set Adrifts because Blood Moon's a thing. Crypt Incursion because we're probably going to need to gain some life. Brutality because we can kill Mana Dorks and Duress land destruction spells. Damnation seems reasonable too. Maybe even as Kanta because it's just like another land. Potentially scries us into more lands. Fraying Sanity seems bad. Now what do I cut? Is the other problem. Echoing Truth kind of so-so. Yeah, you're right. Maybe we only need 2 surgical. I do like it though, because we could dump our hand kind of fast for bridge. We can cut visions. Yeah, we'll cut 2 visions. We'll keep 1 Set Adrift, because having more than 1 might be really bad. And I think the last card I'm going to cut is probably Mesmeric Orb. Just as a 1. No, because that mills our opponent even if they are hexproof. We'll cut... Now we'll cut another surgical. Okay. Well, this hand's not amazing, but if we can't keep this hand versus land destruction. What am I thinking? Especially when they keep a 7. If this was against any other deck, I would keep it. Mulligan. Okay, this is a lot better. We will keep this hand. Swamp to the top. Opponent starts Windswept Heath. Plays a forest into a Utopia Sprawl. Play an island, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Stomping Ground. And a Groll Spellbreaker. Okay. Haste gets in for 3. We untap. We draw Flooded Strand. Play a Swamp. Glimpse our opponent. Mill a couple problematic permanents. I thought they would too. Turn off auto yields. Oh wait, no, it doesn't matter because they fetched on their turn. Well, Archive Trap is now a long way from actually working. We draw another Glimpse. Maybe we just play Field of Ruin and fire off Glimpse then. Opponent's got Ancient Grudges and Trinispheres. Yeah, our push is a long way from killing anything that matters. Opponent plays another Spellbreaker. And gets in for 6. They have lethal next turn. We might have to push a Dork. Play Flooded Strand. Play Bridge. Push an Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. Whew, alright. Well, next turn we can hardcast this trap. Oh, shoot. Never mind. I forgot they have Ancient Grudge. Or a Braid. When it gets in for 7, we get a 1. Kano thinks he's so smart. I will keep that in mind for next game for sure. So we definitely want Surgicals. We learned something. Now that we're on the play, it's going to be a little bit better too. Cut an orb. We'll try it like this. Alright, we'll play first. This hand is awful. Mulligan. Much, 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 much better. We keep Polluted Delta on top. Start Watery Grave, untapped. Play the Crab. Pass the turn. Opponent starts Forest. Utopia Sprawl. On red. Play Polluted Delta. Mill our opponent. Fetch up an island. Mill our opponent. Glimpse our opponent. Pass the turn. I probably should have fetched Swamp, because we could have fetched Island off of Flooded Strand, and if we get Blood Moon right here, it'll be really bad. There's the Blood Moon. Play Crab. Number 2. Mill our opponent. Attack for 0. Strike the Fear of God in him. Now we need to top deck into a Swamp. If we do, we're going to be good forever. Opponent bolts a Crab. We draw Push. Oh, please, just let me, like, Visions into a Swamp. I'll be so happy. Rewarded for tight play. Opponent plays a Tracker. Gets a Clue. Untaps their land. Cracks a Clue. Draws a card. Opponent passes. We draw. Field of Ruin. Play Field of Ruin. Mill our opponent. Still need that Swamp. Can work with a Set Adrift. Opponent plays a land. Gets a Clue. Cracks a Clue. Should have considered going fetch land pass. Yeah, I think you're right. Opponent attacks for 5. We go to 12. Well, we have outs. Opponent plays a Groll Spellbreaker. Okay, Search for Azcanta might get us somewhere. Not 100% it's the right play, but it was something we should have thought about. Yeah, I agree on that one. Alright, so we probably chump Tracker here. We almost definitely chump Tracker here. Block the Tracker. Go to 8. Opponent Stone Rains our island. Okay, Swamp. Watery Grave into the grave. We draw. Not a Swamp. Alright, we lost. We lost. So we're definitely going to 6. Opponent keeps 7. This is a pretty good 6. We'll keep. Field of Ruin to the top. Opponent starts Tech Edge. Interesting. Play Watery Grave. Play Crab. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Botanical Sanctum. Ancient Stirrings. Oh, this is Hardened Scales now. It's gotta be Hardened Scales. Crucible of Worlds. Mox Opal. I now have no idea what we're playing. Draw another Field of Ruin. Mill our opponent. Oh, it's Artifact Prison again. This is the weirdest start from a deck. Opponent may get some Crucible of Worlds value. That is correct. They might indeed. I think what's funny is if I Field of Ruin, I actually think I Field of Ruin this Tectonic Edge. You know, reading Tectonic Edge, you could destroy your own non-basic lands, but only if your opponent controls 4 or more lands. Might be relevant if you ever have to Mindslaver somebody. Crucible's bad for us? I mean, if they can actually play it here. They can. We draw Crypt Incursion. Play Field of Ruin. Mill our opponent. Field of Ruin, Tech Edge. Get an island. I guess that's fair. I should not have done that. Reveals a Pyrite Spellbomb. So opponent can kill our crab this turn. If they play and crack Pyrite Spellbomb. Opponent plays Pyrite Spellbomb. Opponent shoots the crab. Crab down. We draw an archive trap. So let's Field of Ruin and pass. I think. Yeah. Play Field of Ruin, pass. We don't have a reason to play a land? Maybe not. But I want to have the search available for Archive Trap. Opponent could just replay Tech Edge here. We did turn that on for them. Opponent plays a Glimmer Void. Passes. Well, now I think we Field of Ruin Botanical Sanctum. So we can Archive Trap and then Visions. If I was my opponent, I would have done the same thing. Raylan, I would absolutely have Tech Edged that Watery Grave. We're gonna hit Botanical Sanctum. Oh crap. Here comes the Witchbane Orb. Yep. Get an island. Draw with Visions. We're looking for some Mesmeric Orbs. Play Crab. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Spire of Industry. Transmutes Talaria West. Chalice of the Void. Opponent puts it on one. We draw. Mon Mesmeric Orb. It's a land. Well, it's not often you run into a deck that's main deck hexproof. Yeah, I think that was the right play. I'm going to concede. We don't really stand a huge chance of winning that one. Okay, Fatal Pushes are awful, so we're going to bring in Set Adrifts, Echoing Truths, Search, Collective Brutality, go down Incursions. You can probably bring in Extirpates. Bridge does almost nothing. Oh yeah, Ego. Ego comes in. Fraying Sanity kind of seems like fluff. I think I want to cut Murderous Cut. And then I guess a Visions. No, maybe we don't need all three Extirpates. I want to keep Visions in this matchup. Alright. We'd like to play first. Seems like a pretty decent start. We have Set Adrift, Mesmeric Orb to help power on Set Adrift, an early Archive Trap Glimpse, and a Orb. And a Visions, I mean. Opponent's mulliganing. We are going to start Polluted Delta. Opponent starts Glimmer Void. Start Island? But I want a Watery Grave. Opponent Ancient Stirrings. Finds a Spire of Industry. If we draw a crab, I'm gonna laugh. We draw another Glimpse. So, Glimpse the unthinkable for our opponent. Yeah, if we'd hit Echoing Truth, or had a way to turn on Set Adrift for this Mox Opal, I would have done it. Opponent puts Chalice on 1, which mildly unfortunate, but only shuts off visions at the moment. We get an island. Glimpse our opponent again. Really want to hit what? Crucible of Worlds. Ah, like that one? So play Flooded Strand, crack Flooded Strand. Get a Watery Grave. Set Adrift. We're going to Set Adrift Chalice. And then Mesmeric Orb, I think. Set Adrift Crucible. Then Orb. Alright. Set Adrift Crucible. Play Mesmeric Orb. Pass the turn. Yeah, Academy does make our life harder. Opponent untaps, mills 3. We have not yet hit their Witchbane Orb, which means that's still a thing that can happen. So plays a Spire of Industry. And plays a Aether Grid. Now we're under a little pressure. But, I mean, they're going to mill faster than they deal damage to us, I think. Especially now. You want to tap your 2 artifacts? Every time you do, you're going to mill 4 cards. You got to tap 32 artifacts before you can kill us. Still no Witchbane Orb from our opponent. Opponent transmutes Talaria West to find Engineered Explosives. We're going to trap them at their end step. And this should get them. Opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Alright. Run it back. You know what's funny is that Witchbane Orb main deck hate for our Fraying Insanity, because it destroys all curses attached to you. Probably should have looked over their list a little more closely. That's fair. But I'm starting to develop a big headache. All right. Crab is Kanta Extraction Trap. Not the most amazing hand, but I'll keep it. Opponent starts Island. Okay, we have Set Adrift. Play Crab. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Spire. Chalice on 1. That's quite the annoyance. Plays Mishra's Bauble. We draw Drowned Catacomb. Play Drowned Catacomb. We could target ourselves for Set Adrift and Discanta. Nah. Well, Surgical's turned off. Yeah. We'll just mill our opponent. Opponent mills Aether Grid, Talaria Wisp, and and Engineered Explosives. Play Search. Pass the turn. No attacks. Opponent plays Talaria West. Passes. Okay, search for Iskanto. We will mill a Watery Grave. We'd like to draw a little more action. Unmoored Ego. Okay, I want to cast Unmoored Ego. So we're going to play Field of Ruin. Mill our opponent. And if we Ego, we have the option of Witchbane Orb, Crucible Worlds, or Academy Ruins. And I honestly think it's Witchbane Orb that we have to hit. Because as long as that's out of the way, we'll probably be fine. I'm honestly more scared of Witchbane Orb. Oh yeah, no, because we can answer it. I guess Academy Ruins. Yeah. They have a Psy Tezzeret. Opponent plays Glimmer Void. Probably plays Tezzeret. Plays Tezzeret. Animates Chalice. Attacks for 5. Take 5. Untap. Search finds. Mission briefing. Yeah, we have. I think we have to bin this. I don't want to, but I think we do. Yeah, bin mission briefing. Draw Surgical. We can Set Adrift Chalice and then mill it with Shelldock and then Surgical it. That seems pretty good. We do have to deal with this Planeswalker, and we do have to do it soon. Put Glimpse under Shelldock, rest of the bottom. Wait till our opponent's draw step. It's surgical. Or, I mean, surgical chalice, excuse me. We have Talaria West, Tezzeret, Psi, Sanctum. If they transmute this Talaria West, odds are they are going for engineered explosives. So we would surgical engineered explosives. They do have Mishra's baubles. Oh, we probably wanted a surgical Talaria West. Yeah, should have done that. Well, let's hit engineered explosives, I guess. Now they have to get Mox Opal, Mishra's Bauble, or Welding Jar. That was the thing I was waiting on, was like, oh yeah, we'll just turn on Trap this way. But that may not have actually been good. If we draw a land, actually if we just activate Field of Ruin, we can activate Shelldock Isle. Opponent gets a Mishra's Bauble. Animates Bauble. Plays Bauble. Plays a tap land. Attacks for 5, no blocks. Okay, at the end step, mill our opponent for a bunch. Untap. Search for his Kanta. Field of Ruin. No, we'll keep Field of Ruin. Draw field. Play field, mill our opponent. Activate Shelldock. Glimpse our opponent. Pass. Did we do this in the right order? Maybe. We do have to chump with Crab. Opponent plays a Tezzeret. They're searching for Witchbane. So we field. They only have 8 cards in deck, so we have like a 50% chance of milling it. Get a swamp. Nope. There's Witchbane. Opponent sacks the other Tezzeret to animate Bauble. Attacks, attacks. We win if we get an Orb. We probably win if we get an Echoing Truth. Okay, search. Trigger. Visions of Beyond is a lot of draws. So we will not mill Visions of Beyond. We will transform as Kanta. So if we activate his Kanta, that's 3. Okay. Visions first. Oh, hey, we win. Oh, no, we don't. We can't target our opponent. So play Flooded Strand. Shit! Ugh. We can't crack Strand, you're right. We could take Extirpate. Yeah, we weren't drawing anything anytime soon. So it was like, it was the 10th card down we had to get to. Oh, man. Alright, we're 2-2. That's really unfortunate. We had 6 cards we could draw, and we had like 8 cards to do it in. And we just couldn't find it. I got one more match. I'll finish this match off. We'll keep this. Start Island. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Cinderglade. We draw Surgical. Play Field. Play Mesmeric Orb. Pass the turn. Opponent mills 1. Mill Valakut. Oh my god! Should have done this on the draw step, but I was too excited. Opponent plays an Elder. Searches for a basic. Turn off auto yields. Oh my gosh! It wouldn't let me turn off auto yields fast enough. I was gonna trap him. Play Watery Grave. Duress our opponent. Take Madcap Experiment. Opponent mills a few cards. Cast Search for Tomorrow. Turn off auto yields. Thank God. Mill our opponent for 13. Almost did it again. We untap. Mill land. We draw Shelldock Isle. Play Shelldock Isle. Put Glimpse the Unthinkable underneath it. Rest of the bottom. Opponent bolts our face. How many lands have we milled? Probably not enough. I'll just wait. Opponent Acid Mosses, Shelldock. Gets a Stomping Ground. So Visions of Beyond. Untap, mill 1. We draw. Glimpse. Opponent's going to mill 5. So they'll be at 17. Field crack, field briefing trap. Yeah. So field stomping ground. Get an island. Briefing. Do these matter? Probably not. No, they don't matter. We'll leave Ensnaring Bridge on top so our opponent doesn't see it. Trap our opponent. Opponent bolts our face. They have 8 cards left in their deck. They mill 5 of them. We have milled all 4 Madcaps, but have not seen an artifact. Alright, we win. So versus Valakut Breach, or like Valakut Shift, bring in Unmoored Ego. I think we bring in Set Adrift. Push hits nothing. Echoing Truths. We did see an Empyrean? Okay. Maybe we bring in Extirpate? Yeah, cut Crypt Incursion, cut Fraying Sanity. Cut a Visions. Cut an Orb. We'll only run one Adrift. Try like this, I think. We have Crab, we have Extirpate, we have Echoing Truth and Murderous Cut. Mana's a little awkward, but we'll try it. Opponent starts Cinderglade tapped. We draw. Archive Trap. That's really good. Start Watery Grave, play Crab, pass the turn. Think Search and Orb are probably better than the Adrift. Alright. Opponent plays an Elder. Immediately sacks the Elder. Fire off Trap. Oh my god. So now it is not safe to mill our opponent unless we have Extirpate. Opponent thinks they're being clever. Play an island. Mill our opponent. Sadly not Rugscape Shift, which could never beat Mill to save its life. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I think I lost this game. Why do you run Gaia's Blessing? Is it for Mill? Have you been running into Mill often enough to warrant Gaia's Blessing? I honestly could see this deck running Emrakul over Gaia's Blessing. I was going to take one hit. I just didn't want any more Valakuts at the moment. Opponent Acid Mosses the wrong land. I guess we just do this now. Cut the Titan. Opponent fetches for a land. Far Seeks. Opponent has all the mana in the universe. We're just going to hold up Echoing Truth, I think. There's no reason for us to Visions during our main phase here. Opponent has Primetime number 2. Well, now we can Echoing Truth that Primetime and extirpate it. There will be no more Primeval Titan shenanigans on my watch. Echoing Truth Primetime. Untap, we draw. Field of Ruin. Play Field of Ruin. Stop on our opponent's draw step. Opponent cracks Wooded Foothills. Stop on their draw. Extirpate Primeval Titan. We get 2 out of the deck, 1 out of their hand. They're holding Farseek and a Natural State. Okay. Now we can glimpse. Oh no, we can't. We can't glimpse yet. Did they have an Angel or an Empyrean? I didn't see. I didn't look. I should have. We haven't seen any Madcap experiments, and they've gotten an awful lot of cards out of their deck. They can technically beat us down with this Soccer Tribe Elder. Draw Crab. We'll play the Crab. It blocks Steve. And we just need to draw one of our 5 remaining surgical effects. Not today, Satan. Play Watery Grave, tapped. Mill our opponent. Because they have Gaia's Blessing. Like what we just hit. This shuffles a lot of cards that are really bad back into their deck, though. Like, they get more Soccer Tribe Elders as their actual win condition, but like... Opponent Farseeks. Opponent searches for tomorrow. Alright, well, we'll pass. We know our opponent is holding a natural state. I'm going to play the Catacomb. Yeah. We know our opponent is holding a natural state. Can we glimpse our opponent now? Oh, that's true. Glimpse our opponent. Crack Polluted Delta. Get an island. Mill our opponent. Visions. And now we can mission briefing for Extirpate. I don't know if we want these cards or not. Probably not Set Adrift. Oh, they do have Hour of Promise as another win condition. I guess if they have deserts. Bridge is pretty bad. They don't have like any big threats for us to set adrift, but it might get them to crack a Steve. We'll leave it on top. Then we extirpate. Extirpate Gaia's Blessing. Opponent is holding... Our opponent has 2 Platinum Empyreans in their deck. Okay. Opponent shuffles them back up. We're going to keep that Set Adrift. Actually, we don't need it. Okay, opponent's turn. Opponent bolts the crab. And gets in for 3. So we know our opponent is holding at least one natural state. I think their hand is natural state, natural state. So let's brutality, kill a Steve. We have set adrift if he plays an Empyrean. Pass. Actually, I think we just set adrift now. Don't really have a reason not to. We can hard cast trap. Also true. We'll just pass. We know our opponent is not holding 2 bolts, so should be okay. Opponent gets in for 2, takes us to 5. Passes. Hard cast trap. Come on, mission briefing. Do we have to set adrift to Steve? I think we have to set Steve adrift. Opponent lets it go. Play Polluted Delta. Yeah, let's field. I'm cool with that. Get an island. Opponent has an Acid Moss. We draw Glimpse, or like anything, we win. We draw any mill spell, I think we win. Even Collective Brutality is amazing. Play Bridge. Play Bridge. Opponent has Natural State. Natural State. Opponent finds a Soccer Tribe Elder. Gets in for 1, takes us to 3. If their last card in hand is Bolt, we lose. Come on, like any spell. He stopped on our upkeep. Why is he stopped on our upkeep? We can kill a Steve, turn on Ancestral Recall, and probably kill him this turn. If not, it just gives him another chance to draw Bolt. Yeah. Target Steve. Ancestral Recall. Crab. Crab. Flooded Strand. We have extra fetch land activation if he somehow... Oh no, that wouldn't work. Because he wouldn't be drawing, but... This is our last fetchable land. Oh my god, we got there. Somehow, some way, we got there. GreatKnightLord, if you're watching the VOD for this, I hope I did you proud. I know I made a few punts that weren't great, but I'm opening this treasure chest in your honor. 5 play points. Brian Stoutarm and a Phylactery Lich. Well, we'll get a couple rares, so...